Good afternoon, Hillcrest family. Welcome to another series of golf education, our HCC at-home virtual series. Thank you all for joining. Today we're going to be working on the putting stroke, talking about how personal a putter is, going through the different kinds of putters, going through the different kind of style of putters, and their toe hangs, their heads, their shafts, and then we'll also be talking about the different kinds of strokes and what kind of stroke works best for each of the different kind of putters we have available for you guys. So I don't know if you guys have seen or were watching Brett's video he did yesterday, but we're going to piggyback a lot of stuff that he did in his at-home series of putting yesterday. We'll kind of tie our stuff right into his and then move forward and kind of go into the actual putting stroke and to kind of see the ins and outs of the entire putting stroke there. So we're going to start off with actually the different kinds of putters, okay? So in my hand, I have a mallet style. Mallet style being it's going to be a thicker back. Anything that has more than, I would say, an inch right here is going to be a mallet for you. Mallets usually are heavier and have a heavier head, obviously, more material, more weight down there on the head of your putter. It's kind of better. It's not better. It's more popular for people who have kind of a wonkier backstroke. They kind of have a problem taking it straight back and straight through. The heavier mallet is kind of a good assistance for that. Kind of weighs you down, kind of slows down your backstroke. And also, it tends to have a little more pop and feel to it. Just having that much more material on the back of your putter is going to give it that much more pop and zing, you could say, off the putter face. So generally a little more pop, generally a little heavier. And also, I would say there's more mallet styles than there are blade styles. Blade is very one-dimensional. You can't get much more than, in the blade family than your typical blade. But mallets, I'm sure you guys have seen all kinds. You'll see some looking like spaceships out there with all that got going on back here. So don't try and get caught up in what's going on with the head. Try and get caught up in what feels best for you, how it feels in your hand, how the weight feels, and stuff like that. Next, we'll jump over to the blade putter I was talking about. This is probably your standard putter, one of the first putters besides the two-way. And this is for people who, they like a lot of feel. They like a lot of touch in their putter. Like I was saying with the mallet, they tend to have a little more pop, a little more oomph off that face. And in doing so, they kind of take away the feelness in your hands of the putter head. So the blade is very simple, very not one-dimensional, but you know what you're getting with the blade, and it's typically for the people who want a lot more feeling or the most feeling they can out of their putter. And with feeling, we're going to jump into grips. Right here we have a standard size grip, I would say. And talking about feel, grips are the other end of that on the putting spectrum. So the most feel you're going to have with a putter is the thinnest grip. So as you can see, I don't have a massive one here. I don't have one of those big super strokes, and I also have a blade putter. So this putter, I'm going to have abundance of feel in this putter here, just because of it's a blade and also because of the thinner grip. I feel a lot in my hands. And also a thinner grip is for the people who aren't very handsy. People who get handsy with their putting stroke, we tend to suggest them to move up a size and go to a bigger putter. This one right here, we see it's a little wider, a little bigger in grip size, but it's still not massive. The bigger we go up, the more we lose in feel, or more we sacrifice in feel, but the more we gain in taking your hands out of it, okay? Also good for people who have arthritis and hand issues and have a bigger grip, something easier to hold on to for those types of people. So those are the kinds of grips and also the kinds of putters. Now we're going to get into toe hang and the balance and let you guys know what that means for you and what that means for your putting stroke. And hopefully you can see if we can match you up correctly with what kind of putter head and what kind of shaft or what kind of toe hang or kind of balance you need with your putting stroke. So I'm going to actually alter this a little more. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to look at the mallet first here. And I'm going to get talking into toe hang. And toe hang is how much this putter is going to hang from the toe right here, from the toe of its face, how much that toe actually hangs when I'm holding it at its balance point. Okay. So I'm going to try and get the best I can for you guys on this camera angle here. Awesome. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's minimal toe hang, meaning this doesn't fall down too much when we are holding it at its balance point here. So this kind of putter, this kind of minimal toe hang is for those who don't have a very arcing backstroke, meaning the backstroke is more or less pretty straight through, okay? We're not getting a big arc and then coming back and finishing that arc with our putting stroke. It's just a really simple straight back and straight through. Now we're going to look at one with much more toe hang, and that would be this blade here. So here's it at rest, and then we're going to hold it at its balance point. Ooh, if I can find it. Ooh, right there. Okay. And we can see how much that is hanging there. What that's going to do for me or for a putter is going to want to have a more of an arcing stroke. So we're going to want to get inside with that putting stroke and get closer to that feet. Okay. We're going to create that arc. We're going to go like this. We're going to go back and through and complete it. A lot of people who don't have the toe or who do have the arcing stroke, if they don't have a toe hang putter, it's hard to get that face back to square, and you'll see them push a lot of putts. So if you do have a arcing putting stroke, if you like to get it inside and then finish that stroke on the same arc line, a putter with toe hang like so is going to be something that you're going to want to look into. It's just the best kind of balance for your individual putting stroke there. And again, with this putter here, one that has minimal toe hang, we're going to look to see more of a putting stroke that's straight back and straight through, okay? Not one, I don't think I've ever seen one putting stroke that's straight back and straight through every time. There's always going to be a little bit of movement off of that line, and that's okay. As long as we're not getting into a purposely full arc, then a putter with minimal toe hang is for you. Hopefully you can see that well enough. I know it was hard to see when I was putting on the ground, so hopefully that aerial view right there is something that made it a little easier to see. Okay, so we kind of dived into the putter, the components of it, the grip, the toe hang, and now we're also going to talk about the grip of it, and how we can grip a putter, how there's no right way to grip a putter, and kind of what grip's going to work best for you and what you're doing. First grip, I would say the most common is replicating whatever grip you do on your irons. So I personally interlock. So we see a lot of people who just keep it same, keep it consistent, and you interlock. That's just good for comfortability. It's good for consistency, like I was saying. Something that you don't have to change throughout any of your clubs. We just keep the interlock same. And that goes same for overlap or baseball grip, whatever one you use, just keeping it the same and consistent. The other putter grip we see in the same kind of setup being your left hand high, your right hand low, your traditional putting grip, opposite if you're left-handed, would be fingers down the sides of the putter here. So I don't know if you can see it there, but I have my right finger down the side, and I have my left finger down the side up over my right hand fingers there. And then you can see it there. Awesome. What that does is it gives you a little feel towards the bottom of your grip and kind of helps you get that putter face square and helps you keep it square. Just having that pointer finger down the shaft there kind of gives people that almost anchoring feeling of, it feels like I have control with that finger of keeping that face where I want it and not letting it get too open or closed on you. And it gives you that extra added feel there. Excuse me. So we have your traditional grips that you use for your long or for your irons and your woods and your regular swing. And then we have the fingers down the line there. And now we're going to step into another popular grip that's gaining a lot of popularity, which is your cross-handed grip here. Personally, this is the one that I use. And the reason why I use it is because traditionally, when I hold my hands like this, my right hand likes to get active, okay? It likes to do a lot. It does too much sometimes to where if I go back my swing, I am closing my face too soon with my right hand because it's trying to get that ball a little faster. It's trying to do too much there. So and the reason why I switched and went to cross-handed is getting that left lead hand there is it helps me feel like my club face is staying square and my right side of my body isn't shutting it down. My left hand stopping there, and I'm keeping that stroke nice and straight with hopefully a straight club face. Also, I got longer arms too, and having that left arm up here kind of tucked into my side, I don't like that as much. People with longer arms tend to like the cross-handed grip as well. Keeps your right side into you, or your right arm into you, and lets that left arm extend down. Another grip we're going to get into, I don't have the style of putter, is a resting on your forearm. I know if you guys have been watching any tour golf the past few years, you've seen a few popular players, Matt Kuchar, Bryson DeChambeau, kind of use that style. And this requires a longer putter, somewhere in the 40, 42-inch range, something that can get up to your elbow almost. And what that's going to do is you're going to rest that club against that arm, just like so, and we're going to use that as a base. And we're pretty much going to feel like we're hitting that club with the back of our arm right here, okay? That's it's almost like a pendulum. We just have so much control over that putter because it's so long and I'm holding almost halfway down it where I feel like I'm Happy Gilmore and I'm holding all the way down at the hockey stick, right? But that's something that's kind of gaining a lot of traction, this kind of putting grip. It keeps that shaft and grip real still. It takes out one of your hands. You have one hand resting, so it pretty much takes out both your hands. But it really is that pendulum type, hitting it with your arm kind of putting style. And the last one we'll kind of touch on is the claw or the pencil. This one I would say is one of the, I wouldn't say least popular. We see a lot of people using it, but it's something that I would say only try if you're not desperate, but looking to switch things up in a dramatic way. It's a definitely different feeling kind of putting stroke. It's tough to master. It's tough to feel, but it's also very rewarding if you do it well. And that is, we're going to take our hand and create a little hand pistol here, okay? And we're going to let that, the barrel, the two fingers, we're going to let that rest on the top right here. And I'll let that thumb just rest right underneath. You heard me talk earlier about my right hand doing too much and closing that club face, and I either pull them or I leave it out open there because I don't close it. What this does is this 100% takes your right hand out of it. This little hand pistol here is just holding it there. It's just resting, and your left hand is doing the bulk of the work. This is kind of just guiding that stroke, making sure it doesn't get too weary and wonky on you. And it's really dependent on your left hand being the catalyst of that putting stroke. Even me doing it here, I kind of have a little wonky backswing because myself, I'm not very good, not very used to doing that stroke. It takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of time. So I would suggest if you're seeing your right hand doing too much and you don't like the feel of cross hand, that's when you should switch to the claw or the pencil. And that's something that takes a lot of time, a lot of practice. I wouldn't suggest just switching into it during the middle of a round or before a round. I would suggest giving it a few days on the putting green, getting that feel and getting that pace down with that claw pencil grip there. Awesome. Okay. So we went through the different kinds of putting grips, the different kinds of putter heads, and also different kind of putter balances and weights that we have in our putters. And now we're going to finally put a few balls and get to the actual stroke. So I'm going to use the mallet here. That's what I use in my everyday. I also use one with not very much toe hang, because I'm pretty straight back and straight through. And you're seeing me using a cross-handed grip, okay? So for this one, we're going to work on the stroke and a thought on the takeaway and what we're trying to feel in that stroke. And then we'll get into some drills I like to use for speed and also making sure that putter is going straight back and straight through. So we're going to start with a downhill putt. Hopefully you can see me good. So I'll start with the downhill putt. And we'll get lined up. So I know Brett yesterday talked about getting lined up, getting everything square, getting your shoulders square, getting your feet square, and kind of being all together, okay? We're going to be down our line. We're not going to have our feet one way and our club head one way. We're not going to have our shoulders open, our club face out to the right, okay? We're going to get all this lined up and give ourselves the best chance that we have to make putts and be consistent making putts. So what I like to do first, before we get putted, before we make a putt, is get my putter head lined up. I know Brett talked about line, but here's just some more added thoughts to give you when lining up and how to get lined up to start. We're going to put that putter down, and we're going to get that putter down first, okay? We're going to get that line going down this line here. All putters, or most putters, should have a alignment aid, okay? And we're going to get that alignment aid down first for anything else, okay? We're not going to get our body down and then set our putter. We're going to let our putter get its line, the line that I've read, the line that I've spent some time trying to read. I'm going to let that putter see the ground first, okay? I'm going to go here and make sure that whatever point I have on my line on my putter is aimed right at that, okay? I'm not sure if you guys had seen my driving video, but it's almost the same setup. I'm gonna get the club down first. I'm gonna get lined up first, and then I'm gonna let my feet get set, okay? It's kind of that come together move we did with the driver of flare and step. With the putter, I'm gonna rest and then step. It's not gonna be a flare. I'm gonna just get that putter down first and let it rest, like so, and then I'm going to get my feet and my chest lined up down my target, okay? So I'm going to let that putter get down first. It's hitting that target that I've picked out. I've spent some time reading. We're going to let those feet then get down my line as well. My chest is down my line. And now I feel like I'm ready to make a good putt, okay? What I like to think in my backswing, my takeaway, my putting stroke is I like to think my shoulders are a teeter-totter, okay? So I'm not letting my shoulders get in and then around. I'm not letting them get out, okay? I'm going to keep my shoulders down my line, and when I rock back, I'm going to see this right shoulder go up. When I rock through, I'm going to see this left shoulder go up, okay? It's going to be on the same line, but I'm going to feel like it's a teeter-totter. I'm not opening up. I'm not closing. I'm keeping my shoulders and chest down my line, and I'm going back to that pendulum feeling, okay? I'm feeling like my arms and this club are one, and they're moving back together. I got that pendulum feeling, and my shoulders are doing that teeter-totter motion, okay? It's a simple thought. It's something easy that I think has been greatly accepted by putters who kind of need that swing thought and need what do I feel like with my chest? This is a great way to kind of keep it all one and keep our body and our arms in tune with each other. Another swing thought or putting stroke thought I like to have is my arms and my putter, that triangle I make right here with my chest and my arms, that moves all as one too. It's not my arms moving out. They're not moving without each other. It's not arms and then no chest. It's that triangle is keeping together, and that goes hand in hand with that teeter-totter, okay? The triangle and the teeter-totter are one and the same. It's two separate swing thoughts that are trying to hammer home the same feeling, the same motion, okay? So again, we're going to get lined up. I'm going to have that putter down first. I'm going to let my feet then get set. As Brett said, we're going to be just behind the ball, okay? Ball's just up in front. And we're going to feel that teeter-totter working, okay? We're going to feel that teeter-totter working with that chest working. Okay, so I missed just left there. So either I pulled it or I had a bad read, and that's okay. The biggest thing about putting is realizing that you're not going to make everything, and even if you hit a good putt and it doesn't go in, you can't get mad at yourself, okay? We got to be able to take what we just did there and think, okay, did I just misread that or I hit a bad putt? And that's a lot of self-assessing, which is hard for most golfers to do. But we're going to hit a few more putts here and just hammer home. So now, with my self-assessing, I think I missed that left because I read it wrong. So I'm going to pick a new spot on my line. And that's going to lead me into how another way to read putts. I know Brett went over pace and reading yesterday, but we're going to go over another way to kind of figure out where I want to strike that ball to. So I like to think of a spot on my line. So I am imagining a white line. For those of you who've played any kind of Tiger Woods games, it's that Tiger vision. It's that white line that helps me get the ball in the hole. And I always imagine one. And then what I do is I pick out a spot on that imaginary read line that I've made up for myself. I try and hit that spot. I'm never looking just at the hole and trying to make it in that hole. I read my putt and I see a light indentation, a old pitch mark, a leaf, whatever it may be on that line that falls on my read line. I try and just hit that point at the proper speed instead of just looking down at the hole and thinking, okay, it breaks left, just try and make it. So now I'm going to move my spot a little more right because I just missed left. I feel like it broke more than I thought. So now I'm going to adjust my line and find a new spot just to the right where my old spot was. So, and in doing so, I'm going to pick that spot when I set my club down and I do my initial read. So I have my read. I have my spot dialed in. I'm going to let that putter rest first. Get those feet set. My chest is set. I'm going to feel that teeter-totter motion. Bam. So I missed just right there. Speed was decent, a little short, but I overread it too much. So now this last putt, we're going to see if we can find something right in the middle of my two marks. I already see something that might work. So I'm going to go and split the middle. Hopefully we'll find success. Putter down first. That line of my putter is going to that mark that I have picked out in my head. My feet then get set. I'm balanced, ready to go. And then we'll let that chest go back with those arms together. That triangle and teeter-totter. I missed right again. So that one, I think I just pushed it. I think I had a great line read, but I just pushed it. And that was just a bad stroke I made. So now moving on to kind of a speed drill we work on here, and how we want to make sure that each putt goes in to the back of the cup with some pace. A lot of people on lag putts, you see, will die their putt in, and which is great. We're gonna not work on lag putts for this one. We're gonna work on trying to hit it firm into the back of the cup, and a good drill I like to use real fast. And then we'll wrap it up, okay? So. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you what I have set up here, and then we're going to, if you see the results. So all I've done here, I don't know if you can see very well. All I've done there is I've stuck 2 tees in the side of the cup, okay? About halfway in, all right? And my goal is to hit on the tees and make that putt, but also have them roll over the tees, meaning it's got enough pace to roll over it. If the tees are just barely catching your ball, you're still making putts, but it's not that nice firm pace we want to see you use with confidence. So I'm going to hit a few, and then we're going to bring over the camera again and see if the tees either caught it or if the ball had enough pace to get past the tees. Lined up first, feet then get set. Okay. That was too hot. Ooh, knocked out again. Good. Okay, so I don't know if you heard that, but the bottom of the cup was clanking around, and that means I hit it well enough or firm enough to get past the tees. The other two, as you can see, didn't go in. One of them hit the side of the tee, so hit a bad putt. The other one hung on the tee for a second and then went off. So it's a good drill to make sure we are getting pace behind our putts. We're hitting it with confidence, and we're not dying those short 5-6 footers in. We want to get those short ones back of the cup with confidence as much as we can. Lag putts are a different story. We don't want to see those go back of the cup or else they'll go off the green, right? So that's just, being able to separate the two different kind of putts and realizing that I'm not trying to die in every putt. I'm not also trying to hit in every putt with heavy pace. There's a time and a place for each one, and being able to figure that out's huge. So speed drills like that are great. Also, another great drill is sticking down flag sticks. We only have flag sticks here right now on the green because of this of the current circumstances, but laying down the flag sticks and putting 4 down, creating 3 different spaces, and then getting about 20 feet back and then trying to hit in each of those spaces, calling a space out for yourself. So for instance, if I said, Kade, try and make it in zone 3, I'm trying to hit that last final zone and have the ball come to rest in that specific zone. Also a great speed drill that you can use to benefit your putting. I ask a lot of my lessons what is more important, line or speed, and my personal preference is speed. And just to prove that to yourself, I want you to go out and grab 2 golf balls and hit one with great line and awful speed and see where that lands you up, and then one with great speed but awful line, and then see who that one is, and you tell me which one of the 2 you'd rather have coming back for your second putt. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. It was a great day to be out here and outside. Appreciate all of who've watched. As always, if you have any questions watching this after the fact, give us a call in the shop or shoot us each an email. We'll be able to assist you in that way. Hope everyone's staying safe, staying healthy, also staying happy, and we'll see you on Saturday.